Alright guys, today we're going to talk about precision measuring. Now we've been covering this in class, talking about how important it is to have a standard measurement, anything from fathoms to cubits. We need to make sure that we have something standard. So we're going to talk about is how to be precise within either the standard measurement we use or the metric measurement that we use. So, precision. Here's a definition of precision: how close together or repeatable the results are. A precision measurement instrument will give nearly the same result each time that's used. So, if you use the tool on one thing and use the tool again on the same thing to measure it, it should be very precise. Accuracy. How close a measurement is to the accepted value. For example, a balanced load with a standard of 100 grams weight should read 100 grams. If it doesn't, then the balance is inaccurate. So, imagine a scale. If you got up in the morning, stood on the scale in the bathroom, looked down, it said, well, of course, mine's going to say over 200 pounds. Yours probably won't do that. But if it says 230 pounds when you step on the scale, and then the next day you get up and you stand on it, it says 250 pounds, either you ate a lot of pizza or something's wrong with your scale. It's not very accurate. So, accuracy and precision go together. So, precision measuring tools are used to improve precision and accuracy of measurements. So, they work together to make sure that it is a precise measurement. So let's talk about some of the tools. Here you'll see there's two tools. One is a steel rule and the other is a micrometer. This is to measure the width of something, to measure the diameter of something. And then some other tools that we run into calipers. So we either have a digital or a dial caliper. Now I know y'all would all love to have a digital caliper. You just scroll it, put it where you want it, and the computer tells you what you have. But we don't. We're going to be learning to use these right down here, dial calipers. This is something we have a whole set of, and we're going to use these in the next couple of days. These are the different parts. So this portion is used for measuring the inside. This portion is used measuring the outside of something. The dial, okay, this dial is going to help us to do fine adjustments. This is called the blade right here. Fine adjustment screw. This is what you'll turn, but this clamp, be very careful. This clamp is what keeps it from sliding left or right. So you can loosen the clamp, measure something, and then clamp it off, and then pull it out, take it off, and then check what size it is. If the clamp is screwed down though, and you try to force it to change sizes, you could destroy the dial caliper, or just bend it, and then once it's bent, we lose this right here, accuracy and precision. So we don't want to lose those. Please be careful with these tools. They are also very sharp. Alright, how to read a dial caliper. Now, it's a precise measuring instrument, but at the same time, just looking at it won't tell you where you are. Look at this part of the caliper. It says 1, 2, 3, 4. These are in inches and tenths of an inch. So you have 1/10 of an inch, 2/10 of an inch, all the way up to 1 inch. But obviously, some things we need a little more precise. So these are broken up, each 1/10 of an inch. So from the space here to this space here is where you read this. This whole dial is between 0 and 1. So look, this is the 0.001 or thousandth of an inch. So every time we look at here, from here to here, this is broken into 1,000 spaces. So we take 1 inch, break it into 10 spaces, and then each one of those 10 spaces is broken into 1,000 spaces. So, well, not each one 100. Not each one is broken into 100 spaces, which gives us 1,000. So, referencing edge keeps track of the large one. So, increments. You go 1, 2, 3. You find right here, it looks like 8 is almost out, but not quite. So this would be 7. So we'll move on and take a look. 1 full revolution of the pointer on the dial is equal to full movement. So from 6 to 7. There you go, 1,000th. Let's watch that again. Okay. Now, how do we read it? How do we find what we need? Read to each inch are these numbers right here. Now they're a little hard to see, but we got 0, 1, and 2. So here we have 2. But now we need to read tenths of an inch from the blade. So then we also have 1, 2, it looks like we're right over 3. But this one's saying it's right at 2. So we'll go with that. 3. There we go. Right at 3 inches. Now, that's 2, and then we have 3. Now we need to go even smaller. So now we're going to read this. This would be 28. So you go here, go 1, all the way to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 6, 7, 8. So this gives us 1, then we have 0.9, 0.001, or 2.999. So now we're going to combine all of these together. 1 to 6 inches, 0.0 to 0.9, 0.001 to 0.099. To find the thickness of the outside or the inside. Now if I noticed before, if you look, this inside part will measure the outside of an object, and this outside part will measure the inside diameter. So the thickness or the outside diameter or the inside diameter or space within. Now depth. Remember we talked about this part right here that slides out. You can actually measure how deep something is. That's very important because you're going to use that. And then the step distance from one point to the next point here. Just like you think of a step that you would go up on stairs. Okay, I want to come back real quick. There's one thing that I don't think I clarified, which was step 3, when you read thousandths of an inch. This is 2, right here, 2.123 point, so we have 2.3, and then we go to 28, so it's 2.328 is how it's written down. Now we're going to use that as a caliper when I measure something. If this were to move out to 5, I could do 5.4, and then I would figure out how far it is on the dial to get all the way from 5.41 to 5.499. That's where we'd find it, and that's where these come into play in the bottom. 1 to 6 inches, and then 0.0 to 0.9. So it could be 1.1 to 0.9, or 1.901 all the way to 1.999 all the way till we get to 2. So if you have questions about this, we're going to use it in the next couple of days, probably starting on Monday. Don't stress about it too much if you're a little confused, because it's really going to help out once you start measuring things. Thanks, and I'll see you in a couple of days.